Here is an official Monday update episode where I'll explain to you what we still have left on the drop tower, where I'm at with load cells, the audio stuff I'm doing, and more. Let's get started. So it's taking a lot of work to get to this point, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Right up here, we're gonna add what I call wings that'll be even on both sides, and then gussets from here to there, so we can eliminate this guy, and from there to there, which means our trolley can go all the way to the end. Right now, it doesn't go this way because of the cables, and we're gonna explain that in a minute. But from about here to here, we're gonna put gussets on both sides, from there to there. And so that'll keep a lot of this rocking from happening. We're gonna go from guy wires all the way to a footing out there, and all the way to a footing over there, just to give it a lot more stability, even though I think what we're gonna do is gonna help. We're going to laminate a beam on this side to put the force down the leg. We're going to take out the center part, and we're going to put a platform in this corner here. And then we're going to gusset this, and we're going to truss this, and we're going to go from here out to here. Lots of stuff yet to do, but the light at the end of the tunnel. I just ordered my rubber mulch, shredded rubber tire that's going to go down here. I was going to do drainage here, but I found out there's a dry well right there. So this is going to be V-shaped down, 2 inches from below the concrete, 2 inches below the concrete, and about 4 inches in the center, with this landing zone being almost 12 inches. And we need a pipe to go from here to there that is going to be lower than my lowest point here, so we don't get water built up into this area. And then we can chop off the things here that are too high. There are steel blocks under this, by the way. It's not just grout. And so we got the perfect height, lifted it up, put steel blocks, set it back down so it's on steel blocks, and then reinforced by these corner pieces. But I'm going to put some climbing hanger on here, and on the bolt of the tiny gusset we have up here, I'm going to put cables, X, on 3 sides, and that'll give the bottom rigidity. I'm going to be screwing climbing holds up all 4 legs, and then across here and all the way up there. And I'm going to have a perfect descent mounted right about here. And that way, if you ever fall off of any of this, you have a free, clean, perfect descent, get it, back down to the ground. And we'll also have it on this side as well. So basically, I just built myself a climbing gym, and I think that's pretty rad. The handholds that I'm thinking about putting on here are gray and are kind of easy to grab. They're from Rocky Mountain Climbing Gear, and they seem pretty affordable, and they're from recycled material. So they hold up good outside. So they kind of meet all the requirements. Talking to them about what my options are. I'd like to have easy 5-0 access up to wherever I need to be, and then between each one have some harder stuff so I can actually like just run laps if I want to. Exercise in between editing stuff. Sit in front of a computer way too much. An update on my Lodestar load cell is right now it's working. And the other day I came out here to break some more cave stuff, and it didn't work, and literally nothing's changed. And there's a fan running in the attic right now that is not affecting it right now. So this morning it was okay. 0.08 kilonewtons noise is perfectly acceptable. But I was getting some crazy stuff. I even got this cord here so I could take a battery bank and power up my interface to eliminate just the electrical source coming in entirely. And sometimes it worked great, sometimes it didn't. So maybe there is an interference, I can't imagine what it is, between here and the interface. I'm also trying to change computers and get it up to just be on this guy to see if it's the computer. I also plugged this in with an extension cord in the other room just to see if having this plugged in next to this changed anything. I also spent an entire day driving out to Lodestar Sensor's office and spent hours with them. And of course it works when you're at the doctor's office, but then it didn't after we did some tests and put it back in the main room. And come to find out, the MacBook charger that we plugged it in next to, MacBook Pro charger specifically, threw it off, gave us some crazy noise. And then we unplugged that and it worked again. So we were able to create the problem and solve it there. So I'm trying to create the problem. And that's what's frustrating, I think, is I can't create the problem right now. There's nothing I'm doing different than I did 2 days ago when I was trying to break some of the caving stuff. How Not to Canyon comes out on Wednesday. And it's basically just me going down a canyon. Brent Ross shows us a few tricks and tips, but it's a great introduction to the new canyon series. Pretty excited about it. But the audio, obviously I have a river behind me. I don't have a waterproof audio solution, but because the videos I've been editing they got wind and stuff. Totally trying to fix that now. I have lapels that go directly into the iPhones that I have. I have more than one iPhone now. So now I got the Rode Go Mic 2 as well, and that has 2 transmitters, so 1 on each person, goes to 1 receiver that will plug into the phone. Gotta get a special cord, like they all take work. And our third solution is an actual stereo, a mic that plugs directly into this. So if I am filming How Not to Poop and there's 7 of us, I can't mic everybody, I can put a windsock on that mic and just not have the wind. Because I want to film a lot of big wall videos, but the logistics behind that is the audio. So I'm working really hard on that, working on 3 solutions simultaneous, and I definitely want to have a waterproof solution so when I play in the water. This is some of the cave stuff we broke. Some of the stuff was only in there for 10 years, and it crazy. Looks like this. But these are all the bolts we broke. This is the table that Steve made from Scorpion Acres, and Bobby got his table. That was super cool to have Steve make these and finally get these. And it's going to go here. And what's interesting is every time I go to like decorate, like with my wide angle lens, this looks normal. But if I film straight on, that looks dumb and small now. Maybe I can put this here. But then I want to have like a second video so like I can change scenery and just have more stuff on the wall. But do I put it this way? Do I put it this way? Trying not to show too much of the ceiling and the mess underneath. So decorating. I'm going to put all the stuff we've broken pretty much on the wall. And I'm going to change this since we're at How Not To now. Probably get a different laser cut thing. And add and take away things. If you guys want a tour of what's on this wall, let me know. Especially when I add the rest of the stuff. Everything's oh so special to me. It's a whole box full of stuff. Even the cup. Actually, not the cup. Speaking of Steve, look what he made us. Those forms go inside of this, and this can either hang from the drop tower, or we've used it in the slow pull test machine. And we can change the width of this and test nuts and cams in real rock. Literally, real rock this time, and no more slippery cam crusher. This is another set of things I still need to break. There is so much good stuff. We got some clown hangers, if you've ever seen those in caves. So there's lots of different things. In order to break some stuff without having to go do actual and real rock, I can actually put the hanger on this adapter and nut that down and be able to at least test hangers in our slack snap machine. And that really helps us get to test sooner because we only do bolt breaks about twice a year. We just spend 3 days just busting them all out. This was just me fooling around, testing the dynamometer. But that was 2,200 pounds of force, in case you're wondering. I did not use the nut, I just clipped end to end. Here is a bunch of arborist rope that was sent to me. Pinch it and the core is shot. And the sheath is still on there, but inside you can feel the damage between there and using it normal. So I got a whole bunch of this stuff to test still, and I've got 4mm soft shackles for highline loops in order to double wrap and get them awesome. The whole thing on this is great. Look at this tool I found. It's hilarious. This is called Bolt Buster. Because if you don't know, we bust our bolts and we call it Bolt Busters. Anyways, this is induction heating, and you basically can just heat up bolts, more or less. Problem is it doesn't work super great on stainless, but I am kind of able to get it to work. You just kind of put it over the head. The idea is you heat up the whole thing, and after about 2 minutes of heating it up, you can pull it out of the epoxy, replacing glue ends. But I still got some testing to do, and it doesn't work on titanium. So I'm going to try to wrap steel that does work good with this, and wrap it around the bolt like a wire and a cable, so that gets heat up, and then the heat transfers to this. I don't know. Something I'm working on. To help organize everything and just not have it all in my brain, I ended up writing down every step of every episode I'm currently doing in actually a Google Doc, not a spreadsheet. Every episode's a little bit different, and it's helpful to write down in more of just a paragraph version of what I'm doing. I'm actually gonna put that link in the description below so you can see the 22 episodes that we currently have, all the steps, how they're all kind of in different stages, things I need to do to like supplement break tests for things I've already done, preparing like this stuff sitting here ready to go. It's a legitimate episode. And when an episode is officially going to be one, it gets a number and then it goes at the bottom of the list and it works its way up to the top. The top item, not necessarily the youngest number, but the top item is going to be released next. And that's working great so far. I don't feel like I got to carry it in my brain anymore, and it's going to help my workflow. And if I ever add more people to the team, I think that'll help everybody see on board what we're doing. I don't need any special software. It's a 1.5-man show right now. Pretty easy for 1 or 2 people to manage that. Then I can get into fancy software in the future to keep track of workflows and stuff. But you don't need that for a small team. It's also on my ever-expanding to-do list to update the financial stuff on the hownotto.com website and let everybody know kind of where we stand financially with this. I don't know yet. That's kind of what I've been waiting for. Pretty much everything else I've spent money on. But donations in September, a couple people have donated. Super appreciate it. Kind of dried up. I think people are out playing. But yeah, I still got bills to pay for. So let me know if you can help me get over the hump of this project, and then it's, whatever comes in, it will just guide what we were able to do. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to beg for donations in videos all the time because that's kind of annoying. I'm trying to do it like quick and subtle in videos so it doesn't kill the continuity of break tests and stuff. I still think, at least with what I've got so far, that I've spent more over the last 5 years than I've received over the last 5 years. But we're really, really close. We'll get through it. We'll get done. And if your business wants a tax write-off, there are 2 ways I can do that. Just hit me up, Ryan@slackline.com, and I can explain to you how we can give you a tax deduction for your donation. Yeah. Cave Exploration Society sent me this rope, which is awesome. It is a 10.5 Marlowe static rope, and this is going to allow us to do a lot of knot tests. When we do our knot series in the videos, I want to make sure that I'm using the same rope throughout all of them. I don't want to add too many variables in it, especially if they're going to be short and concise. This way you can binge watch all of them and they flow together. I'm trying to project 30 episodes as a continuity than just whatever's interesting on that day. Squirrel. But seriously, I'm going to actually include probably a 9.8 dynamic and maybe a 6mm accessory cord or something that's a little bit thinner to see if thickness and changes with thin. Of course, like with European Death Knot, I would test 2 different dramatically different diameters to specifically get into the niche of that knot. But if we're just testing one knot over another, we just show you how to tie it, show you where it could be used in different applications, and then just do some snap, 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 snap break tests with the whole data thing. Speaking of data, on the sailing episode we just released, she didn't get that many views, surprisingly. I don't know if the topic is too off from the climbing stuff we normally do, and the algorithm doesn't like that, or if everybody was out on a beautiful weekend and wasn't home to watch a video. I don't know. But I definitely think the value is there to break test stuff for all these communities. But in that video, because we ended up having so many data points, we ended up putting the numbers on the graph. So like right here, the whole thing would have all the data from what you just looked at and was relevant for the conversation we were having, because we did 2mm and 3mm tests. So let me know if you like that. Too much data in one video, the whole thing just gets lost on you. But if I can make it easy to understand the conclusion, then it's not that bad. But then if I'm trying to do kilonewtons and pounds of force, because sailors usually use just pounds of force, then yeah, it's too much data. I'm trying to keep this stuff small, and all my episodes are turning out to be like 20, 30 minutes, which is just more to edit, slower to get out. But I can put out a lot more easier to watch videos if they were shorter. So that's it for today's update video. I try to keep it short and sweet. I just have a lot going on. If you want to know more details, let me know. And I'm open for suggestions on the drop tower. as soon as I'm done doing stuff. Nobody likes usually showing off what they're doing halfway through, but I like to just share everything. So be gentle in the comments. It's not a finished product. But Larry, in the middle of his harvest, still helped us make a lot of progress. Big kudos to him. This is crazy, the amount of work that, just the activity that goes on around here. And yeah, he helped us make just an enormous amount of progress in the last 2 weeks, and honestly in the last 6 months. I think I built the prototype in March. It's only September. It's not bad. Oh, and I get possibly a line scale 3 in the mail in a week. The investor units aren't out yet. I'm just getting one of the ones I shouldn't be getting, just so we can pump out some stuff that I have planned for it. And that's like a crucial part of the drop tower as well. It's all actually coming together, all together at the same time. Lodestar sensor, line scale 3, drop tower, all gonna go boop and be done. And we're gonna be cranking out drop tests. Ow! Going to Yosemite, scouting, and planning some even more rad stuff. Cheers.